Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with our marketing partners, we're here to help our PM Marketing Network Lead customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes, we know how much your business means to you and the people important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingles.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingles here. You're listening to us so far on Building Fortunes Radio. It's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. On Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I used to do a radio show with a gal. Her name is Jo Dee Baer. And we would do it every Sunday night, and her name was Jo Dee Baer. And she was one of my most favorite people. She was somebody that was smart and intelligent and hardworking and super-duper everything. And she was a health coach. Got a great website, Health Coach Jo Dee. And then I found out that I was introducing her wrong. It's now Dr. Jo Dee Baer. So for those people that are listening in, welcome to the Dr. Jo Dee Baer radio show. I am so proud to try to figure out what in the world is going on with a good friend of ours. Her name is Jo Dee. She is one of those people that once you meet her, your life will never be the same. She's super smart when it comes to running a business, like unbelievable when it comes to health and nutrition. She's a great friend. She's got a lot of energy, and she's always going to steer you in the right direction. So I know she's got a special guest today, and this will be the first time I'm hearing from the special guest. So we got a couple of specials going on Building Fortunes Radio. But what I'll do is I'll just say, listen, if you want to hear this radio show again, you can go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Jo Dee. And there's only one way to spell it, Jodee, no spaces. So buildingfortunesradio.com/Jo Dee. So with great admiration and respect, Dr. Jo Dee Baer, thanks for being here on your own radio show.
Oh, Peter Mingles with no spaces in that rhymes with Pringles. You always make a smile to my face. And yes, we have been doing this radio show, gosh, almost 8 years. But in that time, as we just do one step at a time, I believe that with being a health coach and nutritionist now, a health coach and nutritionist with a PhD, that I just did this coursework one step at a time. And COVID allowed me to do something very, very, very impactful, Peter. I was able to work on my dissertation. What I can say is because of my alignment with not only Les Brown, the incomparable, the legend, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, but because of J.B. Owen, the publisher of our book, and the reason that my guest and I are united together, what they gave me was the real focus to submit my dissertation. It was approved a month ago, and I just defended my dissertation with exactly what my guest and I have learned from J.B. Owen, the publisher, the 14-time best-selling publisher, and also the publisher of Les Brown's book, of which I am absolutely delighted, and my guest as well, to be a part of, knowing that we will be a best-selling book with Les Brown, the incomparable Les Brown. So that's how this came about. You know, children, no matter how old they are, they always keep you humble. When I called my youngest son, and what did he say? Well, Ma, at least you're younger than Grandma Moses when she made her mark in the world with her painting. So, yes, at least at 67, I'm not Grandma Moses' age, and I've got a lot in there to go. Yes, and for those of you that this is your first time tuning in, welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Yes, this is the place where I bring guests, we bring a platform, and we have inspiration, motivation, education, sometimes perspiration, but today it's going to be inspiration and motivation to be your best you and to ignite your moment. Because this small-town girl from Montana, as I said 2 weeks ago, yes, I was a classically trained musician. Why did I go to the concert stages of the world? Because my earliest childhood memory was of an excruciating tummy ache. I was 3 years old. My mother just lost her soulmate. She was 36. My dad was 42, and I was 3 years old, and this was a physical manifestation of what I was feeling with my father's sudden passing in my body. It's the thing that propelled me, because a couple of years later, I noticed that I could sing. Oh, yes, I could sing. And when I sang soulfully, what happened is the tummy ache dispelled. And my mother just saw what that music did. It ignited the spark in her and brought her out of her depression. It ignited a spark in me. And so she sacrificed like everything to get me to the point that I was a professional musician, absolutely singing across the concert halls and stages of the world and opera houses, studying opera in Vienna, you name it. Well, one day my ignite moment was this. My ignite moment was I was going to the concert, and I was going to be singing Handel's Messiah. Bam! I was hit broadside. The next memory I had was of someone face down in a surgical halo, paralyzed from the shoulders on down. What was I going to do? That was the ignite moment in me. When my mother looked up to me and said, Jody, the doctors only see what they see. They don't know who you are. So I'm going to say to you, listening audience right now, who are you? Who are you? And what kind of an impact are you making in the world today? We can either be spectators or we can be participants, because we all have these belly aches in this COVID era. We are aching. We have gone from urgency to emergency with food addiction, drug addiction, alcoholism, suicide rates going up, marriages falling apart, and hopelessness, which is my message of hope. You've heard it before, to go down into yourself because you know who you are. That's the H. To go up in opportunity because you know if you align yourself with the true north, you'll have your higher purpose. And to come in with positivity, to be and live the law of attraction, and then go out to empower, first of all, yourself, and then you empower others in your circle of influence and eventually the world. And our guest here tonight with Building Fortunes Radio has done exactly this. And what does hope do? Hope does not disappoint, because when we can collectively decide it's not what we're eating, it's not what we're ingesting, it's not what we're doing to ourselves, but say it's what's eating us that will make the change, so that we can ignite the hunger in you to ignite a better humanity. So, Peter, I can tell you we are going to be doing this on the 22nd of October. I'm just delighted to say that we are going to have a 13-hour clubhouse room starting at 11 a.m. Eastern and winding up at midnight. Why? Because 13 is my lucky number. Why not? I kind of proved that walking out of the hospital on my own 6 months later after the surgical halo, and I've been running ever since. Peter, you know that. Well, 13, my lucky number. We're going to be going, and we're going to be talking just with the female authors, Women Sense, igniting the real you. And we're doing it with all 6 pillars of our lives. So we're going to calling them senses on this one day. You've heard me talk about this before, starting with your spiritual and then going to physical, mental, emotional, social, and winding up with financial. And our guest here knows how important that financial pillar is. So join us on Clubhouse. We are going to be doing multi-platforming, we hope, and there will be none other than our publisher, the 14-time best-selling author, J.B. Owen, will be there. She will be there in absolutely her finery, knowing to be known as the Pink Billionaire, and also the incomparable, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, Les Brown, will be vetting our stage, along with remarkable, famous people that have just said, Jody, I'll be a part of this, because we're raising money for the Kenya kids that have no moms. And we're also raising money for my women's shelter, the St. John's Women's Shelter, Peter, just north of you in St. Augustine. And we have a corporate sponsor, first time, with Senegence. It is a cosmetic company, and they're giving every woman here a free lip gloss along with purchase of 30% of the purchases. And what woman doesn't want a T-shirt that says Women Sense with a fuchsia lip on it? And this will be on the back-to-back4kids.com website, which is our product website. All proceeds go to those that need it the most. And our guest tonight, Dr. Felecia Froe, knows about giving back to those that need it the most as well. She is a perfect fit all the way around. So, Peter, let's take a commercial break and bring our Dr. Felecia, MD, after the commercial break. Thank you.
We will be right back with Jo Dee Baer.
Thanks for listening to Building Fortunes Radio. If you sell a product or service, then you should check out PMMarketing's NetworkLeads.com. Just visit www.networkleads.com. For over 18 years, PM Marketing has helped distributors build their home-based businesses through lead generation, website development, automated email delivery systems, and sales training. If you're looking for a way to increase your skills and increase the number of people that see your product or opportunity, NetworkLeads.com can help. To learn more, visit www.networkleads.com. Ask about their lead management system, capture pages, personalized websites, MLM training, humongous blogs, the humongous classified ad network, Building Fortunes Radio, or their webinar schedule. NetworkLeads.com can be your one-stop shop for everything you need. And now, back to our show.
And we are back. Peter Mingles here with Jo Dee Baer. That's Dr. Jo Dee Baer to you, and we are here with her special guest. Make sure you check them out. If you go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Jodie, you'll be able to hear this as well as previous radio shows. Jodie, over to you.
Thank you, Peter. And I was speaking at an event on Friday in Jacksonville, Florida. The entry, they've always got to put this lanyard on everybody, and it said faith, family, finances, freedom. Boy, I'm glad that I kept this on my desk until I had the opportunity to introduce you to my guest tonight, Dr. Felecia Froe, MD. Check this out. She is founder of Money with Mission. What an MWM. I love it. Money with Mission. Real estate syndicator. Isn't that interesting? Podcaster, urologist, and also a fellow author and speaker with our soon-to-be best-selling book. We know that it hit the Amazon and also the USA Today bestseller list. We're going to get Les Brown, the man who has everything, to bestseller status on New York Times as well. But let me introduce Felecia, how she really, really deserves. Dr. Felecia Froe, MD, is the owner of this Money with a Mission. It's an investment company, as I said. It empowers, what did I say about hope? It empowers professional women to build wealth and achieve that financial freedom through social impact. It went finances freedom on my lanyard, now didn't it? She is partnered with like-minded investors. She is a woman on a mission in Kansas City, Missouri. Well, she might be in the show me stage. She's really shown people what she can do because she's provided through her alliance group healthy food to areas with indoor vertical farms in deserts, okay? Grocery stores. She's done investing. She's helped people with memory loss, people that are the elderly that need it the most. It just embodies me thinking about this. When you give, when you have been given so much, with her time and her talents and her abilities as an MD and a urologist, she reinvested this into humanity. Because when you invest in the least of these, you have more. She is absolutely one of these women that are a force. No wonder when you read her chapter in the book, Ignite the Hunger in You, just be ready. When you turn that page, I think Dr. Felecia's page and the chapter will come up. It will say fire. I mean, it is my delight to just have you as a guest on our show, Dr. Felecia. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Jodie. I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited to be here. I usually start out by singing my name because people have a hard time with it, but you did it perfectly. I'm not a professional singer. This is embarrassing to me, but my name is Felecia. Many people end up saying Felecia, so I sing it and go, Felecia! And now you'll always know what it is, right?
Thank you. And can I do it back to you being an opera singer? Felecia! I just had to do that.
Beautiful.
I've never done that before. For 8 years on that radio station, I've never done this on the radio show. Oh, that felt so good. Thank you, dear. Oh, tell us a little bit of your background and just how, whatever I didn't throw in, that I omitted in your introduction, just give us an insight into Dr. Felecia. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Let's see. I'm the oldest of 4 girls. I am the mother of 2 amazing women who make me look good every day. I love dogs and actually animals of all kinds. I've moved around a lot. I've lived in 8 different states. I currently actually live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of them was Missouri. That was a little bit ago. Tulsa, Oklahoma, but I don't feel like it's the last place I'm going to go. So that's kind of me. You talked about me being a urologist. You talked about me doing medicine. I think you got my story now.
Oh, beautiful. And yes, you have moved around, because as one who has absolutely spent sometimes 250 days a year, BM before marriage, Dr. Felecia, on the road, when it came up 808, I'm thinking, oh, she's from Hawaii. I mean, I know all the area codes. It was crazy. So, yes, and your University of Oklahoma Sooners actually had a great battle in the Red River against the Texas Longhorns. So, hey, it's all good to be from Oklahoma as well. And so I know that there was a journey from MD. I want to just interject a question here that I think is very important. Here you are. You go to medical school. I know that, having a daughter-in-law that did this with 3 kids, birthing 2 of those babies along the way to medical school, my daughter-in-law. Then you become an MD and urologist. So how did you make that transfer to then a real estate syndicator? I think there's a good story in there. I'd love to hear it.
That is what my chapter is actually about. It's about me having the courage and finally finding the courage to be who I feel like I'm here to be and do what I'm here to do.
Wow.
I wanted to go to medical school. I fought to get in, just like I know a lot of people do. Most people fight to get what they want. Some people are given, but the majority of people that I know fight for what they want. I got accepted and became a urologist, and after all of that, I realized this isn't it. I mean, I remember being there thinking, is this all there is? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was tough. And there's a Les Brown quote that says, there are people who are wise enough and motivated enough to change their lives and live their dreams. And then there are those people who need a kick in the pants to change their ways. I have to say I needed a kick.
Oh, so you were beat. I gotcha.
I had to be kicked. I felt that I should have been satisfied with what I had done and the contributions that I was making in medicine. It just seemed like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not satisfied? It's really hard to describe the discontentment I felt. I practiced medicine for over 20 years, trying to make it be the thing and being just unhappy and discontented. It's more a discontentment with the whole thing, not unhappiness, just not, this isn't it for me. I pushed those feelings down for a long time, like I know so many people do. You just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Ultimately, I decided to refuse. I just refused to let my contributions, what I'm here on earth to do, go to the grave with me and be lost forever. That's what happened. And grab the book, you guys, so you can see what was my kick. See what it was. Got to get the book to know. Oh,
absolutely. Got to get the book to know. Got to get the book to know. DM me. Got to get the book to know. Absolutely. And Felecia, I can truthfully say that ignite moment like this, there's a difference between passion and purpose. And my podcast on Wednesdays is called Life's Milkshake Moment. Choose your ingredients wisely. You went ahead and chose different ingredients. Even though you had a great milkshake, you put the whipped cream and the cherry on top. And when I read your power quote, it said, in this life filled with options, choose responsibly. Your life depends on it. Please share with our audience that just amazing power quote and how you came up with this and what's behind that.
Well, one of the things that's most important to me is personal responsibility. And we all know we can do so many different things in life. I mean, there's no limit to the things you can do. We tend to limit ourselves, but once you open up and take the blinders off, you see that you can do so many things. You have to choose responsibly. We know, I believe all of us are born with what we are here to do inside of us. Life, the world, things that happen make us push it down and lead us in directions that aren't for us. And we feel it. If we pay attention, we feel it. Just like you said, Jo Dee, you felt it you had a gut thing. We feel it all different kinds of ways. People take so many different medicines now trying to control this that shows up in our bodies. I believe if we choose our path, if we choose responsibly and listen to ourselves, listen to our inner voice, it will tell us where to go. Your life absolutely 100% depends on you choosing well. So do a lot of other lives. Our life, we're not here just for ourselves. We're here. Our ripple is infinite. So we have to choose responsibly for ourselves, for our children, for generations that we will never know. It's part of our legacy.
And you did this with financial freedom. Look how you're giving back. And that's probably, you've done it in 8 states, I can only imagine. But the elderly, people with memory loss, people that don't have food in the desert, and it goes on and on. That's what I talk with my acrostic on hope, Felecia, to empower yourself, which you did, scratching and clawing all the way to get to medical school. You just weren't on the bottom tier. You got to a specialist. I talk about being a health coach. It's about pee and poop, but that just doesn't happen to be a urologist, okay? And then you think about going out to your circle of influence. You certainly are a world changer. I mean, so here you are. If you don't have enough to do, say, I'm going to volunteer and I'm going to sign up and do this thing called Write a Chapter and be a part of Les Brown's now soon-to-be New York Times best-selling book. How did that come about for you?
I was on Clubhouse. I don't know how many people know that app that started. I got on that in January, and one day was on, and Les Brown was on in a room talking, and he talked about his hungry to speak, and it spoke to me. So he has a called Hungry to Speak that teaches people how to speak. I then, through that, things are just connections, right? I met J.B. Owen, who talked to me about this book, which would give me the chance to, again, tell my story about getting to Money with Mission, but also give me the opportunity for one-on-one coaching with Les Brown. I mean, how could I pass that up? I've been following him for quite some time, and he is one of the most inspiring motivational speakers, and I want my legacy to be that, to be inspiring and motivational to people, to have them not sit by and witness negativity in the world, but to get up, to donate or to invest their time, their money, their knowledge to improve things. And if one of their major vehicles is money, I want to help them get a return on their investment also. So that's Les Brown is the guy who's going to help me get my word out. He's helping me find my voice so that I can spread this thing around the world. This is so important to me,
I feel it, Felecia, and when you were talking about just humanity, think about the subtitle, Igniting for Humanity. That is what you're doing. The most heart-centered man I've ever met in my life, and so just feeling your energy about this excitement. Is there anything more that you want to say about why you are so excited? And yes, now we're bringing it back to Clubhouse with Women's Sense for this 13-hour marathon yes, we will get those 7,000 downloads to promote this book before it even opens up when it absolutely launches in the 1st of December on our summit, which is December 4th, 5th, and 6th. I mean, what is just every single day? Do you just wake up and pinch yourself and say, we're doing this?
I do. I am super, super excited to really get a chance to share Money with Mission. For every 35-plus authors in this book are sharing themselves, sharing what they've overcome, wanting you, every listener out there, to have their light shine. We're here to cheer you on. We're here to walk with you, walk into your greatness. That's why we all took our hearts and put them on these pages so that nobody has to feel alone in trying to make or in making the decisions that they need to make to live their best life.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So just leave us with one other tidbit of Dr. Felecia. I'm going to do that every single time I hear your name now. You know that. But Dr. Felecia, in all sincerity, what an absolute honor to have you on Building Fortunes Radio. What an absolute honor. Give us that one other piece of wisdom that it's welling up inside of you. Take a minute or two and please share.
Another Les Brown quote, and I don't know that I'm going to get this one exact. You have to plan your life or your life will plan you. Wake up every day. Know what you're here for. Listen to yourself. It's in there. It's there. Listen. Don't go to the grave. Don't deprive the world of what you are here to give us.
Oh, without a doubt. And how can people reach out if they want to know more about your obviously your Money with Mission? What is your IG handle? Will you share that with our
Instagram?
audience?
Yep, Instagram is at Money with Mission. And you can if you go to ignite@moneywithmission.com, you'll learn more about us. You'll get 7 steps to building lasting wealth. Let's just get to know each other.
Oh, yes, because you have done this, and you've done this the Les Brown way because your heart is just so in this. And to me, Felecia, just getting to know you, it's like peeling off that sweet Vidalia onion, and it just gets better and better. The more you get in the center of the onion, you just want to eat it without cooking it. And that is. And when you're talking about your vertical, I figured the food thing, you'd get that for sure. But I really believe, just really mean that from my heart. And so I really want to give this date with our Clubhouse event coming back and circling back to Clubhouse. It will be the 22nd of October from 11 a.m. Eastern to midnight Eastern. And we will have dignitaries, famous guests. We are absolutely splashing everywhere to ignite the hunger in you. Also the book, because it's Women's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's how this all started, because I believe holistically there are things that women can do right here and right now that they won't have to have anything done, and the tatas can remain. So that was my heart-centered way of, I got to do this. I said, we've got a book. And the next thing you know, Peter knows how I go. And all the next thing you know, we've got a 13-hour summit with 44 speakers, people the likes of Les Brown speaking twice, as I said, J.B. Owen speaking 4 times, Jane Owen with a best-selling author. He'll be the 3rd time his book, The Power of a Woman from a Man's Perspective, will be highlighted as well. We're doing it in the 1%ers only room, which is our room on Clubhouse that has 5,000 members. Elena Cardone, Grant Cardone's wife, will be there. Justine Pogrowski, Renee Godfrey, some great men. Aaron Hernandez, who is a big follower, is just one of the best disciples of Les Brown. Not only himself, but you name it. Hungry to Speak family. Devin Rodriguez, Maynard Neal, Darren Rowan. I really should not have started naming names when I don't have my list in front of me. Oops. Well, let's see what I can remember just off the top of my head. But there will be 19 female authors. And what I love about the men that I mention this, because men are just as important, if not more important. Why? Because, frankly, men, we wouldn't have these babies. You wouldn't have your 2 Wonder Women, and I wouldn't have my 2 wonderful men. But Dame Doria Cordova is going to be a featured speaker, Forbes Riley, and yes, not only Dion Davis, the mission, and he is a man on mindset, Stephen Anthony King, Mike Finch, who is one of the people that brought a lot of sponsorship to our New York City event, and there is so much more. Come be a part of this mission on the 22nd on Clubhouse. Come be with us. You'll feel our heart. And then download the book right now on Amazon. It can be at Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, and Kubu. Did I say that right, Felicia?
I think it's Kobo. Kobo.
K-O-B-O.
K-O-B-O.
Yep. Gotcha. And download the book for $1.99. You can't do that. It'll be $12.99 once the book is launched, because you're going to be a part of something great. Because with this book, we are building a school, an elementary school in Cambodia. Felecia, I can't tell you what a delight and honor it is to get to know you like the heart of that sweet Vidalia onion. My goodness gracious. Dr. Felecia Froe, you are just more and more. I can see what's in there. You got to come. You got to get the book so you hear what is the rest of the story to doing well and doing good. Because Les Brown says it's possible to open up the key to a whole new future for who? For you and for them as well. Our partners, the orphans in Kenya, the women's shelter in St. Augustine, Florida. What will your participation in these events do? Well, it'll give them and you access to an unlimited power that will have and be for them for always. That is doing well, doing good. And that's all that they need for them to believe in them, because guess what? As Les Brown says, what's that second word, Felecia? It's possible.
It's possible. Oh my gosh.
Thank you
so
much,
good.
Felecia. It is so good, so good. Come and be a part of our Women's Summit and on Clubhouse, and come be a part of our summit in December. It'll be up on around MLM Network, Building Fortunes Radio. We'll have a banner there. Peter, back to you.
Okay, I had myself muted out because I knew that any background noise would get in the way. One of the things I wanted to mention, Jo Dee, you said something about Clubhouse. There's a lot of people that might be listening in, and they've had no reason to get into Clubhouse before. So how does someone get into Clubhouse? Because the last thing they want is when they're ready to do this thing, they can't figure out how to get in. So tell people a little bit about Clubhouse who might not be familiar.
Okay, I'll do that. Guess what? You used to have an invitation to get in. Now all you have to do is download the app. And right now, it's just Clubhouse app. I've got an iPhone, and this real pretty girl has her two little C's on her ears. That's it. She's a pretty brunette. You'll know where she is. It's the Clubhouse app. Download it, and you can go to my Facebook timeline. It'll be everywhere. This Clubhouse flyer, it's going to have a picture of the T-shirt. It'll have the ordering site for the T-shirt. It'll have Mr. Jay Nolan's book, A Power of a Woman. It's going to have Juxtaposed. We're working on the flyer now. Ignite the Hunger in You. There'll be a way that you can go ahead and do and get the book right then and there. Pre-order any sales that day for books. It's all going to go to charity, all 100% of that. And you can be able to get a little cosmetic and a little bit of lip gloss and lipstick from Senegence. It's all there. You just download the app, go to my timeline, which is Jo Dee, Jodee, and it's Baer, Baer. It's the only one, I promise you, spelled Jodee, and it's Howie in the Hills. That's truly my name, Howie in the Hills, Florida. So there it is. You're there, and you can be a part. And, of course, our summit is December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Peter. Thank you so much for allowing me. Not only this platform, if you need to reach out to me, it's 800-820-0854, or go to my website, healthcoachjodee.com. Dr. Jo Dee saying to Peter, to you, it's now Dr. J. Have a healthy day. Back to you, Peter.
Perfect. We're going to catch you guys next time. So if you want to hear this again, if you go to buildingfortunesradio.com/Jo Dee, you'll be able to get all this great information. Dr. Froe, thanks for being here. Dr. Jo Dee Baer, thanks for being here as well, and can't wait to hear you guys on Clubhouse. We'll see everyone next time on Building Fortunes Radio. Thanks,
You've
everyone.
been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingles. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.